September 3rd, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. There's a playground at the edge of the woods behind Franklin Elementary. No one goes there anymore. Not since 2007. Not since the last accident. But the playground was never torn down, just fenced off. Left to rust and fade under gray skies and forgetfulness. Still, every now and then, people hear something. The soft creak of swing chains. The metallic thump of a merry-go-round turning itself. And, most disturbingly, 3 short creaks, 3 long, 3 short. Just like SOS, Evan Decker starts filming. He's 27, a substitute teacher, moved back to Harmony after college. His apartment overlooks the woods. And every night at exactly 3:33 a.m. he wakes up not from nightmares but from sound. The unmistakable rhythm of movement in the dark. The swings. They creak in bursts. Measured. Timed. He starts filming from his second-story window. September 3rd. No wind. No animals. But both swings move in perfect unison, forward, back, pause. 6 pulses. Then a pause. 3 short, 3 long. Nobody believes him. Evan posts the clip online. Reddit, TikTok, YouTube Shorts. Most comments accuse him of editing. A few locals say the same thing always happens this time of year. It's just the wind, one writes. Another user replies, I live near there. It's not the wind. The wind doesn't know Morse. The playground was closed after a death. He starts digging. 2007, a 10-year-old girl named Abby Morrow was found at the base of the swing set. No signs of trauma. No explanation. Her parents were devastated. Her brother was institutionalized a year later after saying, she comes back at night. She talks through the swings. Evan finds the newspaper clipping, buried deep in local archives. But what chills him is the headline. I hear her in the chains, says brother of playground victim. He returns in person. September 4th, 3:15 a.m. Camera rolling. He crosses the overgrown path behind Franklin Elementary. Fence long since torn down. The playground is intact, mostly. Slides rusted. Seesaw missing 1 seat. But the swings? Still standing. Still silent. Until 3:33 a.m. Then the air grows heavier. Not colder, just thick. Like being underwater. And the swings begin to move. Morse. Again. Evan steps closer. His phone vibrates, though he's in airplane mode. Incoming file. A.txt document. No sender. He opens it. It reads. She tried to stop it. They won't let her rest. The swings stop. The moment he steps back, they begin again. This time. //e/m/e/m/b/e/r. Someone is watching his uploads. He posts the new footage to YouTube, but the video gets flagged within an hour for disturbing or misleading content. He appeals. It's reinstated. Then someone leaves a comment. You weren't supposed to film her. Username ... 9. When decoded, paragraph 9. He visits the brother. Through online digging, Evan finds Abby's brother. Name, Jamie Morrow. Now 26. Lives in assisted care. Talks in fragments. Jamie stares at Evan's photos of the swing set. Doesn't blink. Then says, she said she's still stuck. They only swing when she speaks. Paragraph 9. What does that mean? Jamie shrugs. Then whispers. It's where the story went wrong. Jamie tries to draw. That night, Evan receives an envelope under his door. No return address. Inside, a crude crayon drawing of a playground shaped like an eye. A swing set in the center, drawn in blackened, scratchy pencil. A line of Morse code under it. / dash, slash, 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 dot, slash, dash, slash, straight face dot. I lift a gap and hung. Garbled? He reorders it. I lift a gasp and hung. September 5th, 3:33 a.m. She responds. He sets up a tripod 20 feet from the swings. No wind. 3:33 hits. The swing moves. / straight face. Dash. / dash. He decodes it. A Cara list. He runs the sequence twice. Then realizes the correct spacing. A care list. The swings continue. She didn't belong here. They picked her wrong. They put her in the wrong place. I'm still here. I'm in the chains. Final scene, September 5th, 2023, 3:36 a.m. The swings stop. For a moment, the entire playground is still. Then his phone buzzes again. New text file. This one says only. Come alone. Tonight. Bring nothing. You're next. He doesn't sleep. He reads the message 40 times. And when he blinks, he sees swing chains swaying on the backs of his eyelids. The swing set is speaking. And it's not just a ghost story, it's a correction. A warning. A message from something that was broken, buried, and wants its story told the right way this time. September 6, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. Evan arrives at the playground at 3:31 a.m. Alone. No phone. No camera. No flashlight. Just himself and the echo of his own breath. The moon's too dim to see the path clearly. But he doesn't need light. He knows exactly where the swings are now, he can feel them. They hum softly like taut wire waiting to snap. At 3:33 a.m. they move. Not with wind. With purpose. And then the first message. Morse spoken in sway. Slash. Slash. Dash. Slash dash dot. He decodes as he hears it. She said yes. Then again. Dash. Slash. Slash dash. Dash. Slash. Straight face dash. Straight face. Dash. Then she started scratching. The ground beneath the swings begins to shift, like something stirring underneath. Jamie's notes start making sense. Back at home, Evan digs out the crayon drawing. He dismissed the childlike scrawl around the borders before, but now he sees it's not just scribbles. It's writing. Repetitive. Etched in circles. They built the story around the wrong one. She wasn't supposed to go. They picked her by mistake. And in one corner, drawn in red, they kept her in the chains until she learned to spell. He looks into Kara. Evan remembers the swing message from the night before. A care list. He checks Harmony archives for any mention of Kara connected to the school or playground. Nothing direct. But in 2006, 1 year before Abby Morrow's death, there was a substitute aide listed as Carolee Jensen. Terminated after 2 months. Reason, boundary issues with multiple students. She was 22. No criminal record. Disappeared 6 months after termination. More swings, more messages. September 6, 3:33 a.m. Evan returns, this time recording audio only. The swings begin. / dash. Straight face / dash dot dash. He translates. I think she has my name. Then / dash dot dash. She had too many names. Evan writes it all down. The swings stop, but the slide begins to rattle. No wind. Just metal shifting against metal. The slide has claw marks. By daylight he returns. In full sun, the playground seems almost innocent. Until he sees the side of the slide. Faint gouges arched in sets of 4. Like small hands trying to stop themselves from sliding down. Beneath it, someone has scratched into the metal. She didn't scream. She counted. A local pastor contacts him. After seeing one of Evan's posts online, Pastor Lorne Sutter reaches out. He says he used to work chaplain duty at the juvenile facility near Harmony in the mid-2000s. He remembers Abby's brother. Remembers Kara too. She was soft-spoken. The kind that knew how to look at kids too long. But the real fear started when she left. What do you mean? We started finding stories. Short ones. On playgrounds. On napkins. One was left inside a milk carton. Evan asks for copies. Pastor Sutter sends 3. All written in the same hand. All begin the same way. This is the wrong girl. You forgot the right one. Jamie escapes his facility. Evan wakes to a call from the care home. Jamie Morrow is missing. He left only a single note. She doesn't like being remembered wrong. She told me to come back. To fix it. 3:33. Evan drives immediately to the playground. The swings are already moving. Jamie is sitting in the dirt. Crouched beneath the merry-go-round. His hands are raw. Eyes wide. He doesn't blink. Evan kneels beside him. Jamie speaks softly, rhythmically. 3 girls. 1 body. 1 name too heavy. 1 name too wrong. 1 name buried. Evan asks what he means. Jamie responds. They gave her the story she didn't want. And now she wants yours. Final scene, September 6, 2023, 3:36 a.m. The merry-go-round begins to turn. No one's touching it. The swing chains hum like tuning forks. Evan looks at Jamie, but Jamie's eyes are closed. On the ground, written in compact Morse scratches as if dragged by a finger. Give me back my name. Then the sound of a 4th swing creaking, but there are only 2. Evan turns slowly. Behind him, a 3rd swing has appeared. Occupied. A girl was chosen, wrongly. Another was erased. And now the swing set is speaking for all of them. Evan's name has entered the conversation and the story wants to rewrite itself again. September 7th, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. There were only ever 2 swings. Everyone in town agrees. 2 rusted seats. 2 sets of chains. Always 2. So when Evan sees a 3rd swing appear, already in motion, already occupied, something inside him clenches. The girl sitting in it doesn't move. Just swings. No feet touching the ground. No momentum. Just a slow, perfect back and forth. Her dress is out of time. Old. Hand-stitched. Burnt at the edges. Evan blinks and when he opens his eyes again, she's gone. But the swing is still moving. The swing writes her name. Later that day, Evan walks the empty playground in daylight. The 3rd swing isn't there. But something is carved lightly into the middle post in small, clumsy scratches. Not Abby. Kara, he whispers aloud. No answer. Then he checks the chain. The links on the far side of the swing glint oddly in the sun. He leans closer. Someone has scratched letters into each individual chain link. Together, they spell ELSEA. Not Abby. Not Kara. Elsia. No records of Elsia in Harmony. He checks every archive. Public records. Old school rosters. Playground incident logs. No girl by that name. Not first. Not last. He posts about it. Commenters start connecting dots. Elsia equals LC equals like initials? Could be Lucille, Elsie, etc. Another comment stands out. If no one remembers her, maybe that's the point. Jamie refuses to speak her name. Evan visits him again. Jamie's been moved into temporary psychiatric hold. He sits still in a too-bright room, eyes locked on the table. Evan says, "Do you know who Elsia is?" Jamie flinches. They warned me never to say her name. Saying it finishes the page. It brings her into the right story. Into Abby's? Jamie just stares. Then whispers. Abby was the cover. Elsia was the content. Pastor Sutter sends more pages. 5 more mailed from an unmarked envelope. Each one written in the same jagged, schoolgirl scrawl. Page 3 reads, "They couldn't bury the girl, so they buried the name. I was put in the wrong paragraph." Page 4 ends with, "I asked to be seen. They gave me a swing. Now I swing until someone spells me right." September 7th, 3:33 a.m. The swings are all full. Evan films again. All 3 swings now move in unison. Perfect sync. But this time, each swing moves with its own pattern, not just back and forth. One short, one long, one slow and halting. 3 messages at once. When slowed down and decoded. First swing, Abby was the ending. Second swing, Kara was the page. Third swing, Elsia was the story. The ground beneath the swings is hollow. He brings a shovel the next morning. Tests the earth beneath swing number 3, the one that shouldn't exist. First foot, compact dirt. Second foot, soft, dry, hollow. His shovel hits something. He pulls back. There's no casket. No bones. Just a spiral-bound notebook sealed in plastic. Inside, child drawings. A crude map of the playground. One sentence written 49 times. "I was here first." Jamie draws Elsia. Evan returns again, armed with crayons and paper. He hands Jamie the page and asks, "Can you show me what she looked like?" Jamie hesitates. Then he draws fast, furious. He fills the entire sheet with black. Presses hard until the crayon snaps. At the center, a girl with no eyes. Just ink-black sockets. Teeth exposed. But smiling. In the margin. She saw the story before it was told. She's older than the swing set. Final scene, September 7th, 2023, 3:33 a.m. Evan returns once more. The third swing is there again, already in motion. He sets his phone down. Walks forward. Stands directly in front of it. "Elsia," he says. "Is that your name?" The swing stops. The chains twist slowly, then swing backwards. Not the wind. A word. One Morse-coded message tapped out in creaking rhythm. Dash dot. Yes. The other 2 swings creak at the same time. She's awake now. She's writing herself back in. Evan steps back. The dirt beneath his feet softens. And behind him, from the woods, a single bell rings. They tried to bury Elsia by burying her name. Now she's clawing her way back into memory and using the swing set as her pen. But what happens when a forgotten girl finishes her own story? September 8th, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. The notebook Evan found under the swing smells like fire and old milk cartons. Every page is filled with looping sentences, messy but deliberate, like a child taught herself to write by copying the same idea over and over. I was here first. She took my face. They made her my memory. I never died because I was never born. Some entries are scratched over in heavy crayon. One page is torn nearly in half. Taped inside the back cover is a photo. A school photo, 2006. The name below the smiling girl, Abby Morrow. But someone has drawn over her face, eyes inked out, mouth sewn shut, and written across her shirt in red pen. I wasn't Abby. Elsie's drawing appears on Evan's wall. He didn't put it there. But the drawing Jamie made, the one with the black crayon girl and the smiling teeth, is tacked above his desk when he returns home. He never brought it back. There's no sign of forced entry. Just the drawing held up by 2 rusted swing hooks. And written underneath in ash. You see me now. Pastor Sutter emails a warning. Subject, you need to stop, Evan. The email reads, there's a reason she was erased. Harmony isn't haunted, it's overwritten. You're pulling back the redaction. That never ends well. Attached, a voice recording. Low static. Faint wind. Then, very softly, a child's voice whispers. He tried to read me. He stopped breathing after page 4. Evan's videos start editing themselves. He records new footage at the playground. Uploads it. But when he reviews the public version, the file is altered. Chopped. Each time Elsie's swing creaks, the video glitches, skips, and the Morse code changes. Instead of messages like, she was first, the altered versions say, she's lying. She did this. It's her turn to forget. The video gets demonetized within minutes. A strike is issued for synthetic deception. The account status, redacted. Jamie starts drawing spirals. During a supervised session, Jamie fills his paper with spirals. One starts from the center, small, orderly, then grows jagged, uneven, darker. At the edge of the page, he writes, she's almost written all the way in. Who? Evan asks. Jamie looks up, eyes wide. You. September 8th, 3:33 a.m. The slide starts screaming. Evan returns to the playground with a single camera on a tripod. No phone. No flashlight. 3:33 a.m. The third swing starts first. Then the other 2. Then the slide begins to rattle. Loud. Erratic. And from the hollow beneath it, a sound like a child sobbing through a metal pipe. The camera catches only bits of audio. But the clearest part is a word repeated 3 times. Remember me. Remember me. Remember me. The playground rearranges itself. The next morning, Evan visits the site in daylight. But something's wrong. The layout has shifted. The swing set is no longer centered. The merry-go-round is rusted over with ash, yet untouched by rain. The slide points toward the woods now, where it used to face the school. He finds a crumpled juice box in the grass. The expiration date, January 2006. Inside, instead of liquid, there's a rolled-up photo. A playground, but the wrong one, older, with 4 swings and a wooden frame. A girl stands at the far end, blurry, wearing the same stitched dress as the girl Evan saw on swing 3. Jamie tries to cut the swings. That night, facility staff catch Jamie trying to saw through metal chain links with a sharpened toothbrush handle. He keeps screaming. They tied her to the story. She'll stay as long as it swings. They sedate him. When Evan visits later, Jamie's eyes are glassy. But he mouths, break it, or she rewrites all of us. Final scene, September 8th, 2023, 3:33 a.m. Evan returns one last time without his camera. The swing chains begin their rhythmic message. He counts, decodes, reads it back to himself as the wind dies completely. The cover is rotted. The story is mine. I'm not a ghost. I'm the author. As he turns to leave, he feels it. A hand, small, cold, brushes his palm. But when he looks down, nothing's there. Just a swing swaying slightly, and a new message scratched into the dirt. Page 5 starts with your name. Elsia doesn't haunt. She corrects. The forgotten girl isn't looking to scare anyone. She's rewriting the story from the inside out, and Evan's become her next chapter. September 9th, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. Evan doesn't sleep. Not from fear, not anymore. It's the sound. The clicking. Not in his apartment. Not in the walls. In his head. At first, he thought it was tinnitus. But the clicks aren't random. They come in threes. Then pause. Then 3 more. 3 short. 3 long. 3 short. SOS. But now the pattern has changed. Now it's his name. E/V/A/N. Spelled out in bursts of noise, as if a swing was moving somewhere inside his skull. His video metadata starts changing. Evan opens the raw video files on his hard drive. Footage from September 8th. The playground. The swing messages. But the file names, which he never renamed, are different. They now read ALS 1.mp4, ALS 2_author_edit.mov, LS control draft 5.mp4. He checks the metadata. Date modified. In the future. September 12th, 3:33 a.m. He hasn't recorded anything that night yet. But the videos are already there. Jamie's condition worsens. The facility calls Evan. Jamie hasn't spoken in hours. He sits in the corner of his room, staring at a mirror. He's begun scratching words into his forearms. Shallow, desperate. Not names. Sentences. I am the draft. She erased me second. Don't turn to page 6. When Evan asks to speak with him, Jamie only whispers one phrase. She writes in chains. New playground blueprints appear. That afternoon, Evan finds a folded map stuck between his front door and the frame. Old, burnt at the edges. It's a blueprint labeled Harmony Playground, 1994 installation, but it doesn't match reality. There are 4 swings in this version, one circled in red ink. Next to it, someone has written, Original Anchor. She never left this one. Evan flips the page over. On the back, remove the swing. Remove her. September 9th, 3:33 a.m. The chains speak directly. This time, Evan doesn't record. He stands in front of swing 3. The wind is perfectly still. The leaves don't move. His breath fogs out, though the air is warm. The third swing lifts. Not creaks, lifts. As if held by invisible hands. It doesn't sway. It points. Directly at Evan. Then the chains click. Link by link, like knuckles popping. A Morse burst. Do/you/want/to/no? Evan nods. The swing answers. You're already page 6. His handwriting changes. Later that day, Evan makes notes in his journal. Mid-sentence, he realizes. This isn't how I write. The loops are tighter. The spacing narrower. The S curls backward. The E is slashed, childlike. He flips back a page. Same. The entire notebook now written in a hand that's not his. He checks earlier entries. They've changed. The message from part 1, they put her in the chains, now reads, She put herself there to survive. A final message from Pastor Sutter. His voicemail is full, but one message gets through. Timestamp, September 9th, 3:33 a.m. Duration, 14 seconds. Sutter's voice is low. Rushed. I burned the page, Evan. I swear I did. But she made me remember it anyway. Then static. Then whispered so close to the mic it distorts. She's using you to finish the story. A bag appears on Evan's kitchen table. He didn't place it there. He didn't bring anything in. But there it is. A length of blackened chain. A school photo of a girl with no name, face smudged out. A field trip permission slip dated 2006 and signed. A crumpled page torn from a notebook. Page 5 ends in ink. Page 6 begins in flesh. On the back, in delicate block print. It's not haunting if she's the writer. Final scene, September 9th, 2023, 3:33 a.m. Evan returns to the playground with bolt cutters. He stares at swing 3. It sways before he touches it. He grips the chain. It feels warm. Alive. He begins to cut. First one side snap, then the other. The swing hits the dirt. The entire playground goes still. For 3 seconds. Then every chain on every swing begins to rattle violently. From beneath the ground. Laughter. High-pitched. Joyful. And one more swing falls from the sky. Now there are 4. Evan tried to cut her out. But Elsia doesn't haunt, she authors. And now that he's page 6, the next draft won't be a story. It'll be a life. His. September 10, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. Evan doesn't remember walking home. One moment he was cutting down swing 3. The next, he was waking in his apartment, fully clothed, bolt cutters resting beside his bed, boots covered in ash. His phone is missing. In its place, a folded piece of wide-ruled notebook paper on the pillow, written in shaky, childlike print. The fourth swing was never a mistake. It was a correction. Welcome to Chapter 2. The fourth swing never stops moving. Back at the playground, all 4 swings are present. But only the fourth moves. All day. All night. Even when the wind is still. It doesn't sway randomly. It twitches short bursts, fast and hard, like punctuation marks. When Evan records it for 60 seconds, then runs the sequence through Morse code, he gets. Chapter 2 is memory. Chapter 3 is replacement. Page 7 is you. Jamie wakes up screaming. He'd been silent for nearly 2 days. Then, just past 3 a.m., the facility reports a violent outburst. He slams his head into the glass, bloodies his hands. The only words he repeats. She's not telling the story anymore. It's writing itself now. They restrain him, sedate him. But when Evan visits the next morning, Jamie claws at his arm and whispers, "You know what she wants. She wants your ending." Evan's apartment rearranges. Subtle at first. A chair in the wrong spot. His cereal in the freezer. The stove dial turned to 3 every morning. But by nightfall, his bookshelf is stacked alphabetically in reverse, using book titles he's never owned. His notes have been recopied in her handwriting. His bathroom mirror no longer reflects him. And his laptop desktop reads, Draft 6 in progress. He tries to open any file. Every folder contains a single image. The 4 swings. He finds her name in the chain. The cut chain he brought home? It now reads, Elsearidge. Ridge. A last name. A quick search turns up nothing in Harmony. But a local property deed shows the playground was once part of a private lot before being turned over to the school district in 1994. The lot's prior owner? Kendra Ridge. Died in 1992. No children listed. But one police note attached reads, Unconfirmed rumor, stillbirth. Daughter never registered. September 10th, 3:33 a.m., all 4 swings begin to speak. Evan returns. Just watches. One swing begins ... Then the second. Then the third. Then the fourth faster than the rest. A chorus of metal. Chained voices. 4 messages decoded. 1. Abby was the cover. 2. Kara was the substitute. 3. Elsia was the original. 4. Evan is the next. Jamie draws Evan. During another silent spell, Jamie is given crayons again. He draws one figure. A man. Medium height. Eyes gone. Not gouged, just absent. The figure sits in a swing. Number 4. Chains cut through his shoulders like they grew there. A sentence written beneath it. Authored by force. A bag appears in Evan's closet. The hospital bracelet. Labeled Ridge, infant female, 1992. A burned notebook with 1 readable page. She was only a draft. They never made her permanent. A Polaroid photo of the playground, freshly taken, with Evan on swing 4. He has no memory of this photo being taken. He checks the back. Written in pencil, You fit the frame perfectly. Final scene, September 10th, 2023, 3:33 a.m. Evan stands at the playground again. The 4th swing slows, then stops. A figure appears in the woods, low to the ground, crawling. As it nears, the grass burns beneath it. Not fire, just absence. It drags something behind it. A rope of teeth and paper. Evan does not run. He watches as the figure takes the swing, and whispers in a voice like chain link, You finish what they refused to remember. Elsia wasn't born. She was drafted, forgotten, overwritten. Now she's editing the story, cutting out what doesn't belong. And Evan may be her final correction. September 11th, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. The 4th swing never stops moving now. Not even during the day. Locals report hearing it from blocks away. A creak with rhythm. One shopkeeper describes it as, like someone typing with a chain. Someone else files a noise complaint. Police arrive at the park around 4:15 a.m. They find the playground empty, but their dashcam picks up the sound clearly. Evan reviews the recording. Morse code again. It's almost due. The playground is missing from satellite maps. Evan checks Google Maps, then Bing, then satellite archives. The playground is gone from all of them, blurred, smudged out, like someone erased it with a photo editing tool. Even older images show nothing but trees. No equipment, no fences, but it's there, right outside, moving, whispering. He posts this online. The image is removed in 47 seconds. Re-uploaded, removed again. The third time he gets a warning. You have attempted to upload non-compliant locations. Draft status pending review. Jamie stops sleeping. He draws now, only draws. Dozens of pages, all with the same thing. Evan in swing 4. In each drawing, Evan is increasingly less human. In one, he has no arms. In another, his body is a roll of paper, unspooling. In the latest, he's faceless. A sheet where his head should be, with the word draft printed across it. Evan's handwriting is no longer his. He journals, but every entry writes itself now. He holds the pen, but the words are hers. One entry, from the night of September 10th, reads, "I was a mistake. They filed me wrong, so I filed back. And now my story is almost complete." Another says, "Evan is a binding, not a name, just paper with a spine." The air around the playground thickens. Locals complain of headaches near the elementary school. A child passes out walking his dog past the swing set. Weather monitors register elevated barometric pressure localized to a 30-yard radius around the playground. Like a storm is forming but refuses to break. Every night at 3:33 a.m., the pressure peaks. And then, the swings begin to scream. Not just creak, scream. Pastor Sutter's house burns. No known cause. The fire doesn't spread past the attic. Just chars it black, floor to ceiling. Inside, a single item untouched. A journal, Sutter's. Unscorched. Every page blank except the final one. We never should have tried to erase her. She remembered every redacted word. And now she's proofreading the town. A bag appears on Evan's bed, or a leather strap from a bookbinding press. A folded page labeled, "Final Revision Notes." A photograph of swing 4, empty, but Evan's shadow is clearly visible in the seat. The cassette tape. No label. He plays it. A voice? Young, quiet, almost trembling. "This is Elsia. I'm not fiction. I'm what was thrown away. You read me wrong, but I forgive you. Let me finish this." Then static. Then, page 8 begins when you sit down. September 11th, 2023, 3:33 a.m. Evan walks to the swing set. No camera, no audio, no witnesses. He doesn't sit, just stands in front of swing 4. It swings wildly now, back and forth, as if trying to push itself into his chest. He reaches out and catches it. The moment he does, everything stops. No air, no light, no sound. Then the sky splits, a line across the stars. And above the playground, a single word appears, glowing in long, hanging letters. Editing. Elsia isn't trying to haunt. She's revising. The names, the blame, the endings, all wrong. Now she's writing them the way they should have been. And Evan is becoming the pen. September 12th, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. The sky above Harmony hasn't returned to normal. At exactly 3:33 a.m., the stars ripple again. Not dimming, but rearranging. Forming brief letters. Just for a second. Evan watches from the field near the swings. Last night, the stars formed. Redraft. Tonight they write, "Stet." He Googles it. Editor's jargon. Latin for, "Let it stand." It means, "Do not delete this." Evan's face appears in town archives. He doesn't remember posing. Yet, in the Harmony Historical Society's digital records, there's a photo added to a 2006 time capsule entry. Title, "Volunteers Who Built the Swing Set." Evan is in it, smiling, wearing a t-shirt he's never owned. He would have been 10 years old. The caption beneath his face says, "Evan R. 4th Swing Anchor. Mail arrives for Elsia. He checks his mailbox. 2 envelopes. The first is addressed to Elsia Ridge, care of current occupant. Inside, a child's library card, barcode torn. The condolence card signed by no one. A burned page from a coloring book. A girl holding a swing. On the back, you filed her under the wrong genre. The second envelope contains a single printed sentence. Chapter 8 edits everyone. Local school yearbooks start to change. A librarian contacts Evan. She's been archiving digital scans of Franklin Elementary yearbooks. Overnight, the 2005 to 2007 editions have new entries. A girl appears in class photos, always in the back row. No name, no caption. Each time she appears, someone else is missing. Abby Moreau vanishes from the 2006 book. Cara Jensen isn't listed as a substitute aide. 1 year shows Jamie Moreau as an only child. Every blank spot where they once were contains a faint smudge in the shape of letters. ELSEA. Jamie is transferred to isolation. He no longer speaks, won't eat, won't sleep. His walls are covered in looping handwriting, in his own blood. 3 lines repeated. Don't read out loud. Don't read out loud. Don't read out loud. When a nurse tries to clean it off, Jamie attacks her. He's sedated. Evan visits again. Jamie only whispers one thing before drifting under. If she says your name, she keeps you. The swings change rhythm. September 12th, 3:33 a.m. All 4 swings move, but differently now. Not Morse. Typing. Each chain now taps in distinct cadence, like the clacking of vintage typewriters. Evan records the rhythm, matches it to keyboard sound patterns. He gets a sentence. Editing complete. Proof sent to memory. He notices the phrase proof sent recurs 14 times. 14 days until what? Evan's reflection is redacted. In the mirror, his reflection now carries marks. A black bars over his eyes. A blurred out mouth. The line across his chest that reads, "For review only. Do not quote." He tries to film it. On camera, he looks normal. But in the mirror, he's a footnote. At 3:33 a.m., the reflection moves without him. And mouths. "She's already added you." A bag appears inside the playground tunnel. Evan crawls in. Never did that before. The tunnel is darker than it should be. Inside the bag, the hospital wristband labeled Ridge E. The library checkout receipt with the word expired stamped in blood red ink. A burned swing chain fragment. And a single line on a torn journal page. Even editors get edited eventually. Final scene, September 12th, 2023, 3:33 a.m. The stars flicker again. The 4th swing stops, then begins moving backward, slowly, as if rewinding. Evan hears the voice, for the first time, not in his head, not from the chains. From inside him, a soft, untrained voice. Female, young, tired. Thank you for carrying the spine. You were never meant to be the author. Just the cover. The wind halts, and the word ACKNOWLEDGMENTS appears briefly in the sky, misspelled, then blinks out. Elsia is almost done. She's rewritten the records, removed the wrong names, and now even Evan is being footnoted. But something else is editing her back, and she may not like what comes next. September 13th, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. The swings don't move anymore. Not at 3:33. Not with wind. Not at all. The chains hang still and silent. Evan stares at them from a safe distance. They look ordinary again, except they're not made of metal anymore. He walks closer, hesitates, then touches one. It's soft, warm, tissue, not human, not rope, something grown, or printed. Each link still bears faint etchings, but they no longer spell names. Now they say, author's note, subject reversed, revision initiated, proofing the editor. All online records of Evan begin disappearing. His YouTube videos? Gone. His Reddit account? Deleted. Google Drive? Blank. Even the cached versions vanish. When he calls tech support, they claim he never existed in the system. Even his email bounces when he sends a test message to himself. A new email arrives instead, from norripley@memory.review. Subject: Proof complete. Body: You were successfully removed. Do not reply. Jamie is gone. Vanished from the facility during a staff changeover. Security footage shows a blank space where Jamie should be. He's clearly talking to someone in his cell, responding, gesturing, but no one's there. Then he steps into the far corner and doesn't come back. The final 3 seconds of the tape flicker with white words over black static. Jamie was a draft. File closed. The playground begins to dissolve. September 13th, 3:33 a.m. Evan returns with a flashlight. The ground around the swings is mushy. Not dirt, not mud. Something between paper pulp and memory foam. He watches as the frame of the fourth swing evaporates. Not in smoke, but in redactions. Pixelates into nothing. Then, slowly, the other swings begin to blur around the edges. Letters rise from the grass like steam. Chapter 10 in progress. Evan begins receiving anonymous pages. Each one left in strange places. His coat pocket, under his pillow, folded in his cereal box. Each page is titled, "The Boy Who Rewrote Himself." Each entry is in a different tone. One reads, "He helped her too much, so she made him permanent, but not whole." Another reads, "Page 9 is when he stopped being Evan." The last is handwritten. This page intentionally left unfinished. The swing chains appear in his apartment. They hang from his ceiling one morning. All four, perfect length, swaying gently, even without a breeze. He tries to cut one. The bolt cutters snap. The chain bleeds a fine trail of ink. He writes on the wall, "I want out." The wall replies, etched into the paint, "You're in page ink now, not skin." A bag appears beneath his bed. Inside, a pair of children's scissors. A scorched attendance sheet listing, Ridge Elsia present. A string of teeth spelling the word draft. And a note, "All editors delete themselves eventually. It's how we end things cleanly." On the back, proofed and formatted for deletion, unless you reauthor. Final scene, September 13th, 2023, 3:33 a.m. Evan returns to the playground. Only one swing remains. Number 4. He walks toward it, starts moving, then stops. A figure sits there. Not Elsia, not Evan. Something else. Wearing his clothes, but unfinished. Head blurred. Hands made of loose graphite. Eyes made of lines that twitch and erase themselves. It looks up, speaks with both their voices. This story didn't start with her. It started with you reading it. Elsia is gone. Or maybe she never was. Now Evan's the only author left, or maybe he always was. But the playground still wants an ending, and there's only one page left to write. September 14th, 2023, Harmony, Ohio. The fourth swing no longer moves. Not because it's still, because it's done. The chains are fused to the frame. The seat has cracked in half. His shadow remains even at night. Evan stands before it. He has no phone, no camera. He's not here to document anything anymore. He's here because the swing called him, with one final message carved into the grass. The story won't end unless you do. The playground vanishes from town memory. No one remembers it now. Not the children, not the teachers, not even the groundskeepers. When Evan mentions it at the diner, people blink, confused. Playground? Behind Franklin Elementary? Don't think that ever existed. He pulls up a photo on his phone. It's blank, static, where the playground once stood. No file found. But that night, a child draws a picture for her mom. For swings, one shadow, and the word ELS written backward. She says, "It's the place I go in dreams. The one with the chain voices." Evan's reflection speaks without him. He tries one last time to escape, books a bus ticket, grabs a bag, goes to the mirror before he leaves. His reflection turns before he does, looks at him, mouths a single word, "Wait." Then it reaches out and writes across the glass in mist. The swing never wanted to be empty. He receives one final envelope. No return address, just sealed in wax. Inside, a single page perfectly clean. A swing chain link now cool and rusted. The black tag labeled, "Prologue complete, epilogue pending." And a note, "She wasn't the haunting. You were the mistake." But mistakes make the best stories. September 14th, 3:33 a.m. The playground breathes. Is back. Only for him. The trees part. The path realigns. And the swing sways once. Just once. Enough to creak. Enough to whisper. "Sit." Evan does. And the moment he does, he feels it. Not cold. Not possession. But revision. His memories reshuffle. His name stretches. Contracts. On the wind, voices. Not words. Edits. The town holds a service for someone no one remembers. The church bells ring once. No funeral. No obituary. But the graveyard receives a new stone. Unmarked. Except for a single, tiny etching at the base. Page 10, the final swing. And the caretaker says without knowing why. She was never supposed to go first. He volunteered. The mirror in Evan's apartment cracks. No force touched it. Just a thin, spiral fracture. At the center of the crack, a swing chain hanging from nowhere. Below it, written in faded ink. One story. One seat. Always. September 14th, 2023, 3:33 a.m. The swing stops moving. No one is in it. Not visibly. But footprints lead up to it. And none walk away. The chains creak. The wind holds its breath. And carved into the frame now. Author, redacted. Edited by Ridge E. The swing sighs. And then disappears. The playground crumbles into ash. And the only thing left behind is a single page. The playground is empty. But the story never stopped.